You're able to understand that it is when you focus on one thing that you're allowing yourself to do deep work and unlock new levels of revelation. Never ever forget, it is the time when you least feel like doing it that you must do it. That time where you least feel like doing it is the time that you have to do it, because you are developing that muscle and you're training your brain to consistently show up. And if you can do that, I don't know what you can accomplish, period. It's October 8th, 2025. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 months? What you do today matters. And in this video, we're going to be dissecting what is October theory. So there's a quote in this book that Robin Sharma talks about. He says there is a ton of competition at ordinary. At ordinary, there's a ton of competition, but at extraordinary, almost none. This in itself is so powerful. The ability to show up will be your superpower for these next 3 months and for the rest of your life. So let's start off with, what is October theory? What is this winter arc? Why are people all of a sudden buckling down on goals? They want to get their life together. They want to build momentum on positive habits. It's because there are literally less than 90 days left until the new year. While everybody starts January 1st, you're giving yourself a head start, girl, period. And you're doing the things you said you were going to do, and you're keeping these promises to yourself because you understand the power of showing up for yourself. So the very first thing that is needed in order to dive into this October theory, these 3 months of reflection, introspection, and getting things done, is to kind of look back on the year and just see the things that you said you were going to do and you didn't do. Now, this is a time for you to be graceful with yourself, okay? You don't have the time for negative self-talk and to beat yourself up. Absolutely not. Girl, what you need to do is get out a notebook, okay? This is my wellness planner that I designed. I'll have the link for it below. But get out a notebook of your choice, right? It can be blank, it can have words in it, like lines or like a guide for you to follow, or it can just be a blank notebook. You want to write down what are the things that you did, because if you're watching this, I know you're somebody who's either you have goals for yourself that you want to achieve, or there are just things that you want to do, you see and you feel more for yourself. So look back onto the things that you said that you were going to do but you didn't really get to do. And I want you to write down specifically what stopped you from achieving those goals, because that's the biggest thing. We allow things, and for everyone it's different, fear, the ability of being perceived, what people say, what people think, right? And I'm going to link my How to Not Care What Others Think About You video here, because I think that video is super powerful. The mind is super powerful. And once you train your mind to kind of just laser focus on yourself and your own path, the outside noise doesn't pierce your bubble, and you do things like this. You show up regardless. Next thing I want you guys to do is to write down your values. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you know what your values are. I'm gonna put an overlay here where you can pick from the list, but also I'm gonna put James Clear website down below which I used when I myself was kind of just dissecting, what do I value? What is it that I want to, how do I want to show up in the world? Your goals and the things that the person that you want to be should align with your values. Why? Because it allows you to show up fully as yourself. When you do the things you actually love and enjoy, you are able to present yourself to the world in a way that is authentic. And as we all know, authenticity gets you paid, period. The European Journal of Social Psychology says that it takes approximately 66 days to develop a habit. We've been told 21 days, 90 days, you name it. But the average that they found in the study was 66 days. This means that if you're watching this today, you have a maximum chance of just creating the life you want, right? Of compounding and habit stacking now, so that when the New Year's comes, you can create more habits, or you can create more goals, and you can see how much you've come in 66 days. And when you look back and you track your progress, that encourages you to live an even more fulfilling life. You prove to yourself, wow, not only was I able to buckle down, it was cold, it was dark outside, everyone's in the house, right? But you showed up, you rested, but you also progress. And that, my friend, is a flex, period. So let's jump into a concept that Robin Sharma, again, like I said, I will be referencing this book a lot. I have like maybe 20 pages left, but I felt like it was a good time to kind of dissect this and use this. Because again, 5 a.m. club, the power of a morning routine and the power of waking up early, especially when it's dark and groggy and not as pleasant looking outside. If you can do that for yourself, you're unstoppable. So let's talk about the twin cycles of elite performance. This was a concept that really stood out to me. So we have the HEC and the DRC. So the HEC is the high excellence cycle and the DRC is the deep refueling cycle. Then he talks about this phrase called oscillation. Oscillation is basically the ability to kind of swing between the two. So you want to be able to take yourself from these HEC, which is this high excellence cycle. So the ability to wake up early, to pursue, to do your routines, to work hard, etc., right? To keep the promises, to show up for that class, to show up in that meeting, to record that video, to post that content. But you also want to be able to swing that pendulum back to the deep refueling cycle. So you need to understand that rest is key. You will not be able to get ahead if you're constantly depleting your energy and not filling your cup back up. You're going to operate from a place of resentment, operate from a place of low energy. And for the goals that you have, sis and bro, low energy never gave. You need all the energy that you can have. And then he refers to the fallow season in farming, which I thought was so powerful. These are just like concepts, and I think that we don't really talk a lot about, because it brings you to slow down. And we live in a very fast-paced society where everything is like speed limit 80, speed limit, like everything is just really fast. That dopamine rush, the ability for TikTok to literally go video, before you know it, 4 hours have gone by and you didn't do anything you said you were gonna do. So the fallow season is a period of resting for the crops, okay? And basically the crops are doing all the work that you don't see. And this is a necessary period for growth to take place. It's special because it breaks the cycle where pests, this is just one of the examples, right? The fallow season is super important in so many regards, but when it comes to diseases and pest formation, it helps break that cycle. Again, with the body, when you take breaks and are able to kind of just backtrack and look at things for what they are, you also break up disease in your body and you prevent disease from forming. So resting is super powerful. And resting, if you can rest and rest deeply, that will be your superpower as you chew all the way on as well. Never ever forget, it is the time when you least feel like doing it that you must do it. That time where you least feel like doing it is the time that you have to do it, because you are developing that muscle and you're training your brain to consistently show up. And if you can do that, I don't know what you can accomplish, period. Another concept, back to this concept of supercompensation, right? Because I kind of mentioned that earlier, at least I think I did. But basically, in supercompensation, it's a term used when you're training your muscles, right? Weightlifting, whatever it is. It's a period where the muscle reaches its point of limit, right? And it tears. But it is in the recovery that the muscle grows. Same with you and the ability, and we're going to talk about the 5 assets of genius. But same when you are able to take your ability, your 5 assets of genius, and I will talk about that next, so wait on that. But when you're able to maximize that, right, and come through in those areas, but you rest, that is when in fact you grow as a person. Regeneration and self-care is key, y'all. I recently invested in a monthly membership to get a massage. It was cheaper for the monthly membership, but also I did it to decompress because I knew that this was a season that I would have to really show up for myself and, really get things done. One of the very last things that I want to talk about is this word, monomaniacally. Monomaniacally changed my life because, again, I talked about this before, but I read the book The One Thing by, I completely forgot his name, but I'm going to put it here. This book changed my life in the sense that it teaches you the opposite of what society presses, right? Society presses multiple tabs open, doing many things at once. But when you study the brain, to understand that it is when you focus on one thing that you're allowing yourself to do deep work and unlock new levels of revelation. if you are doing many things, you cannot be efficient. The brain does not operate that way, and we've been lied to. So with this monomaniacally, it basically talks about forcing yourself to focus on one thing, maximize this one thing, and do the one thing. Whatever goal you have, right? I have my own personal goals, and I will show up in that way. Something that I'm really into right now is growing my YouTube. So posting videos and being present in these videos is something that I need to do, and no one's gonna help me do it. So being a monomaniac is what I am when it comes to my YouTube. Being a monomaniac is what I am when it comes to growing my goals. And just keeping the promises to myself. I think that is such a sexy and attractive trait. Like, just having somebody in your life who does what they say they're gonna do, regardless of fear, regardless of having me feel. That's a flex. Y'all thought I saw a bug. Be a monomaniac. This October until January and on, be a monomaniac. Have your one thing. Focus on that burning desire that you have inside yourself, because God has given us that gift to pursue the life we want and do what we want, y'all. God rules you, not man. So I'm gonna end this video with, again, reminding you of your values. Remember the values that we talked about in the beginning. If you didn't get a chance to write them down now. Use ChatGPT. Well, I would say talk to God first, but use ChatGPT, talk to God. Ask him if there is a way that you can show your gifts to the world in a way that aligns with your values. For me, my values, and I've always said this, are learning, loyalty, and respect. I can just think of those top three in my head. Learning, because I'm inquisitive. I'm a researcher. I love knowing. I love learning. The more I know, the more I see that I don't know. And sometimes it can overwhelm me, but I think that's so beautiful, because every day gives me something to do, right? An idle mind is a place for the devil. So being busy, but being proactive with being busy, is something that's going to take you super far. Yeah, and then respect, because I don't play about that. I just grew up with a really strict mom, and I see now that the things that she instilled in me is key, and it's taken me far. Being respectful has taken me in rooms that I was not qualified for, but obviously God saw something in me, and I was able to, just be respectful. Respect will take you far in every single area. Loyalty, because I'm very big on protection. I'm very big, like, I know I'm gonna be a great mother because I'm super protective. My friends, family, people I love, things I love, I think you should be that way. I think you should stand your ground and be bold. It's a very good trait to have. So yeah, I'm very loyal to the people I have around me. And because of that, there's also that opposite side, right? When you're not loyal to me, it's not that I take it deep, but I just know how to move, Because it's like, I'm not that way. I would have never done that to you. And so boundaries are key, y'all. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so glad I was able to record this. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I will have a type form link down below where you can leave your email. I have started writing on Substack. If you don't know what Substack is, it's basically a platform where you can, there's a lot of just philosophical and just super empowering, motivational people on there. And then you can attach pictures to your notes and stuff like that. And then obviously there's newsletters. So thank you again so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. More of these videos will be coming. Happy October theory and winter arc.
You guys, I didn't forget, here are the 5 assets of genius: physical energy, mental focus, personal willpower, original talent, and daily time. Remember that these 5 things are highest in the morning, and this reminds you to wake up early and seize the day. Happy winter arc.